Microphone check 1 2 1 2. This is your host, not son, baby. And this is another episode of Swingers After Dark. And I want to talk about the dynamic when the husband has a wife who has a boyfriend in a polyamorous relationship. So how do you feel about, first of all, how did you come to the dynamic that you wouldn't mind your wife having a boyfriend?
Ironically, me and my wife have never been monogamous, so we've always dated multiple people.
So was it a point where somebody cheated and y'all had to sit down and y'all came to the conclusion that, fuck it, we gonna be polyamorous? Like, how did it kick off?
Apparently, you didn't understand what I just said. Me and my wife have always dated multiple people. We've known each other for over 30 years.
No, I understand that, but what is the genesis of that understanding between the both of you?
Exactly what is your question?
No, the question is like, okay, you met her, she met you. Usually people are monogamous. Usually.
But not usually.
So how did y'all break that mold between the both of you? How that understanding, well, I could fuck with anybody I want to and vice versa?
There is where you went wrong. First of all, polyamory is not about fucking individuals. It's an emotional connection between people. Second of all, me and my wife have known each other since the sophomore year of high school. We've been married for 8 years. So I have never dated one woman. She has never been involved with more than one person. So it was a natural connection.
So y'all had that understanding from jump because y'all already had that foundation of being friends and it progressed to a relationship.
Exactly. We were best friends for 22 years first.
So do you think that whether it's a polyamorous relationship or a monogamous relationship, do you think that people should be friends first before they get in a relationship?
That's how I do it.
From my standpoint, natural human nature is not to be monogamous. But I have never been monogamous from jump. She knows that, and ironically, that's what makes our relationship work because she knows I'm not monogamous.
Okay, so explain to me and others what makes monogamous transcends sex, because when people think of polyamorous relationships, they automatically think of sex.
That's where people get it twisted. Polyamory is not about sex. It's an emotional connection between two individuals.
Sometimes polyamorous relationships don't even include sex. Don't even involve sex.
Exactly. What she just said. There are polyamory relationships that are emotionally connected. Has nothing to do with sex. Now, if you involve the swinging lifestyle, yeah, that's something totally different. But polyamory does not necessarily involve sex. It's an emotional connection between two or more individuals.
Okay, so the both of you believe that, correct me if I'm wrong, that people have more than one soulmate.
Yes. Every individual, in my belief, has more than one soulmate. No one, and I say this very gingerly, that no one has more than one. You have more than one individual that you're attracted to.
So
There's no one perfect person for you.
So how was like the first time you saw your lady have sex with another man?
Doesn't bother me at all. Why you keep, like I said, polyamory has nothing to do with sex. If you want,
swinging are two different.
Polyamory and sex and swinging are two different genres of life, period.
This relationship has nothing to do with swinging.
Right.
This is not the basis. Yeah, we met at a swinging event, but we developed a polyamorous relationship. So
Okay.
even if we jumped out of swinging to this day, we would still be in a relationship.
Okay, so it's like when I first started swinging, I thought it was some weirdo shit. Until you know, I actually immersed myself into the lifestyle, and it was like, okay, it's not weird. It's who I am. When did you realize that being polyamorous, was who you are, instead of following the quote unquote to the traditional of one man, one woman? Like, when did it hit you?
First of all, you got the wrong person right now. But I will take this all the way back to biblical times. We have never meant to be with one person. That's just human nature. Men are natural hunters. We have always have the keen sense of hunting. So we are naturally meant to be with more than one person.
Okay, so break down like the mental and emotional aspect of a polyamorous relationship.
It is no different than having a monogamous relationship. Basically, the difference is monogamy means one on one. That's it. Polyamory is more than one. It's more than two, basically. It's no different. It's a real relationship. It's a genuine relationship. It follows the same boundaries of respect, trust, honesty, and loyalty as a monogamous relationship. It's no different. It's just that I know in my heart, I'm capable of loving more than one person, which I do. I've tried monogamy in a second marriage of mine. This is my third marriage. It didn't work because it's not me. I'm not going to suppress who I am anymore for anybody. I let people know up front, this is me. I'm a swinger. I'm polyamorous. I'm bisexual. You can't handle that. Let me know now. We can just be friends and we won't move forward in any kind of relationship.
So, like, let's say you don't think that. Let's say people say, "Well, do you fear that you're gonna spread yourself thin?" Like, how would you respond when people say, "Oh, are you gonna spread yourself thin?" Is there a totem pole? Is there like an equality of emotions? Like, who gets what? Who gets the certain amount of equality when it comes to emotions? Intimacy. Not intimacy as far as sex, but who gets how much attention. You feel me?
Basically, where you divide your time.
Yes, dividing your time.
Again, it's the same thing as a monogamous relationship. When you're in a relationship with someone, whether they're local or long distance, like he's long distance from me, you just have to divide your time. You take a vacation, you go see him. He takes a vacation, that's why he's here with me. He's here with us. It's the same thing. You just, basically, monogamous people only focus on that one person. That's my soulmate, that's my everything, that's my world, that's it. That's not me.
Okay, so as far as, your lady dating other men, do you vet the men that she sees, or you just trust her judgment? Like, is there a vetting process, or you just say, well...
I have a vetting process of my own. Basically, I meet someone, I converse with someone, we get to know each other. I let him know up front, hey, I have an interest in such and such. Now, that they may meet, they may, be great friends, they may not. But in polyamory, see, they don't necessarily have to be friends, just cordial, respectful. But luckily, they get along quite well. So, with me, I get to know, just like you get to know somebody that you're, new in a relationship with, I do the same thing, but I let him know up front what's going on.
So, was there an instance where you liked your boyfriend, but your husband didn't, but you wanted to work? It's kind of like trying to fit a square into a circle. Or if he doesn't fuck with your boyfriend, it's just like, well, just because I fuck with my boyfriend, I'm a dead the situation because my husband doesn't fuck with him. So
No. There has to be valid reasons as to why that would occur, basically. You can't just say, well, I don't like him because, I don't like the way he dresses or whatever. The only way he would not like somebody is if they're mistreating me, basically. It's not a difficult thing to understand. If they're mistreating me, of course he's not going to like them. If he feels some kind of vibe and he's like, I don't know about this, he's still going to allow me to make my own decisions, basically, as far as the relationship goes. He's not going to try to jump in and try to tell me what to do with my relationship because when he's dating, I don't do that to him. But he will kind of say, I'm concerned, blah, blah, blah. He'll let me know how he's feeling. But other than that, I have my own vetting process. Because I'm an individual. I'm a grown woman. I don't need somebody to tell me how to get to know somebody in a relationship.
Okay, so how y'all deal with like the potential jealousy and envy of a polyamorous relationship, or did y'all ever face it? And if y'all did face it, how did y'all nip things in the bud?
Open honesty, open communication, consistent and constant communication. That's the main thing for me. Respect, honesty, trust, communication. I'm huge on communication. Huge. You have to talk to me. Let me know what's going on. If you have a concern, tell me. If I have a concern, whether it's with him, I'm going to go to him. If I have a concern with him, I'm going to go to him. But it's not, I refuse to try to let it, just linger on and on and on. That's just, I don't have time for that. I'm too old for that.
So how do your families deal with your polyamorous relationship? Because I know, like, our families, I don't know about y'all family. Our families can be old school, like one man, one woman type shit.
Yeah.
So how do y'all families deal with that?
Well, from my point of view, I'll tell you this. When you're dealing with families, it's just basically what their beliefs are. You got to roll everything into one. Religion, their lifestyles, the whole nine. But when push comes to shove, you live your life for you. It's not about what everybody else thinks. It's not about what everybody else says. It's about what makes you happy.
So it's about you, and they just gotta accept it.
My mother doesn't know, but I'm pretty sure she suspects. Because my mother knows me. My mom and I have that invisible line that we just don't cross. Just to keep the lines of respect there. We just, certain things you don't ask, don't tell. But my siblings know, cousins know. Anybody that means something to me knows.
So how does the children feel about it?
Both of my children know. All three of our children know. Like, he has a daughter who's 20. I don't know if she's fully aware. My two biological children are aware. They're 16 and 24. They know everything. They've met him. They've met, like, I had a previous partner. They met him. It took me a while to let them know because, when they're smaller, they're not going to understand what's going on. But my 24-year-old, we let her know when she was 16. My 16-year-old found out 2 years ago. But she already suspected anyway.
So did they ever question you, like, Mommy, why you do this? Or,
No.
Daddy, why you do this?
The only thing that they want to make sure is that I'm treated well, that we're treated well, that no one is disrespecting or mistreating us. That's it. That's it.
That's their biggest concern.
That's
Our
My kids are very
children's
protective
biggest
of me.
concern is making sure that their parents are okay.
My kids are very protective of me.
All right, so one more time before we wrap this up. So, people got this, including myself, like, there's a misconception that polyamorous relationship or polyamory, however you want to say it, is rooted in sex, but it's deeper than sex. It's about an emotional bond, mental, spiritual. So one more time, break it down so people could have a full knowledge and understanding about polyamory.
I will tell you this, and this is coming from somebody that has studied life. Polyamory goes all the way back to the biblical days, to the beginning of time. We have never, ever, as a society, dated or married just one individual. We are polyamorous by nature. Society has made us monogamous. So being monogamous is what society pushed us to. We are not monogamous creatures at all. Whether you're male or whether you're female, you are not monogamous. It goes all the ways.
Some people can't handle it though. Like, you gotta admit, some people can't handle
And
it.
there's
Yeah,
a lot of
it's not-
people
it's not
that
for
can't
everybody.
handle it. And again, it goes back to the way
How they
society
were
has
programmed.
raised
How they
us.
were programmed.
Right, the way that society has raised us and programmed us. If you allow society to program you and not think for yourself, and like I said at the beginning, you can take this all the way back to the biblical times. We have never had just one partner.
It's funny you say that because it's like,
Abraham had 7 wives.
and Solomon has several wives, and he's the wisest man.
Exactly. There you go. Exactly.
So it's people pick and choose. Like, they go to the restaurant and they pick this, but they just guard the rest. But what they pick is right. You know what I'm saying? It's like people pick and choose according to their own belief system.
Exactly. It's the way that we are programmed as a society, as a culture, as a whole. It all depends on what you believe and how you were programmed.
Speaking of program, I want to speak with you for a minute. So there's no they say there's a stereotype that jealousy is a quote unquote female trait. So there was never a time when you were jealous of another woman when you felt that she might have been overstepping her boundaries by treating him like a king. For an example, like let's say a woman fix your man a plate. To a lot of women, that may be offensive to a lot of women, but to you, why wouldn't that offend you? Or were there ever an instance where you were jealous, but you had to check yourself?
I'm not a jealous woman. Never have been. I know that there's going to always be someone out there that may be better than me, someone not as great as I am. But one thing that my thing is, don't disrespect me. Period. I will come for you if you disrespect me. I don't do disrespect by any means from anyone, male, female, anybody else, nobody. Jealousy, that's actually a natural thing for most people. It's just about how you manage it. It's just about how you approach it. Everybody may have that thing like, well, maybe she might be a little prettier. Maybe she treat him a little, whatever. She says sweeter things to him. It is what it is. I know my relationship. I know who I am as a woman. I know what I have to bring to the table to this relationship. We are in this relationship. He's accepted it. I've accepted it. Now, you find someone better, all I ask is for honesty. Let me know. This isn't going to work for me. I'm going to go another direction. But as far as another female coming in, I have no problem with going to that female. I have no problem with going to the source of where the disrespect started. No problem at all. I will resolve all issues one way or the other. Agree to disagree. Just don't disrespect me. I'm huge on that. I'm really huge on that. If a female wants to overstep, I will let her know about it. I have no problem with that.
So at the end of the day, it's about communication and respect.
That's right.
And honesty and truth.
That is right.
All right. And on that note, this has been another episode of Swingers After Dark, and this is your host, Not Son, baby. Check out my website at www.notsunblaze.com. That's www.nahsunblaze.com, and check out my ebook, You, Me, Us, Them, The Swinger Manifesto. It's on Nook, Kindle, iBooks, Google Play. Go get it. Why? Because I wrote the bitch. Ow. And subscribe, rate, comment, and share this podcast, the podcast, and so on all podcast platforms that's out there. And also leave me an email for any questions or concerns that you may have at swingpodcast@gmail.com. That's swingpodcast@gmail.com. And chop it up with me, you dig? And on that note, until next time, peace. And don't kiss them hoes in the mouth, man.